How can your company help investors putting their first money into a property in Dubai?
It's absolutely very simple.
Considering to Europe and United States, that's amazing.
A very huge benefit from that is that whoever is renting from you, they will pay you upfront for 1 year.
So government in Dubai acts as a guarantee agent in all the real estate project.
Absolutely. They control everything.
So safety at its highest. Sergio, hello. Thank you for your time. I'm honored to be here with you and to discuss and know more about yourself and what are you doing.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
So, could you please tell us in a few words about yourself and what your company does?
So, my name is Sergio. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Noble Dubai Properties. It's a UK based company, a real estate agency. So, our focus is to bring access to all our clients all over the world, not only UK, but USA or all over Europe, access to the Dubai market and show the possibilities of investing, of the lifestyle, and overall, basically, to everything what Dubai can offer.
Great. But tell us about your history. How did you get into this position of doing worldwide business?
So beside Noble Dubai Company, I'm also the managing director and the founder of a construction company in UK. However, going back to which basically operates nationwide in UK. Now, if we go back to Dubai, I can say that uh, the I started as an investor there, and it was literally without having any idea about Dubai or about real estate or generally about the lifestyle. So I was like uh, in the car with my wife, and she mentioned something about Dubai and how people invest in Dubai. She didn't know much about that, but obviously she heard something about that. And knowing that I'm very keen and like always to the new opportunities, new investment possibilities. So we start this conversation, and then I just started to do researches on this topic. So I was watching a podcast with a guy talking about Dubai, about real estate, about the benefits, and overall about Dubai as a destination, as a hub. And then what happened? I just contacted this guy, and we started literally talking about possibilities. So our conversation ended with me buying the first property. So I can definitely say that at that time, without knowing anything, I had that feeling that this is a correct decision and this is a good direction for investment, and not only. So there's a few years from then, and I can definitely say I don't regret, and it was a really good decision. So after a few years, so I started to understand how everything operates there, how it works. I started to definitely understand that this is a good destination for the investors. And then I came up to an idea. I mean, not an idea, but to a question more than an idea. So, how can we show people what possibilities that Dubai can offer? So, how can we bring this information to them? And then I said, okay, so let's build up a company. Let's get deeper into this. And having a big team of professionals, I was sure that we can kind of get to more and more people all over the world and show them what this destination can offer. And this is what happened. So this is how Noble Dubai Properties came to life.
Great. And I think it's very, very helpful to people like me, for example, that has no background in construction, but wants to invest into a good business. So, how can your company help beginner or intermediate investors putting their first money into a property in Dubai?
The buying process, it's very simple. So it's absolutely very simple. And the very first thing what we do is we try to have a contact with the buyer or the client who wants to invest to buy for himself. So basically, we sit down and then we start our conversation so we can understand the needs. So basically, what are they looking for? What exactly they need? If they still, because there is lots of people that they have money, they want to be part of Dubai lifestyle and part of the hub, but they don't know where they need to go, what they need to buy, where they need to buy. So this is where we get in, and we basically try to and we create a full picture for them, basically what they need to do. Now, as part of the process, once this is the first step is done, I mean, the client understood exactly what he wants. Then we're gonna move into choosing the property for him, and the very first step on that is we're gonna start with the developer. So, who is the best developer? Why this developer is good? Why he should buy with this developer? And then we'll move into the project with the property, and then we just initiate the buying process, which is obviously again very simple, where the client needs to bring to have basically his passport, his detail, email address, contact phone number, and pretty much that's it. And then he just signed the contract, job done.
So you did your first investment into real estate in Dubai just by doing your own research. Would it be better if a company like yours would be available back in times when you did this investment?
To be honest, I'll say that I was very lucky that when I started my investment, I worked with a very reliable company as well. So, uh, from my perspective and from my point of view, we need to bring value to the clients and to any deals, right? So it's not just for the sake of ticking the box that a client will have a property in Dubai or something like this, but as well, when we as a company and as a, I would call as a partner for the investors, we need to make sure that he will get the maximum from this. So the right return on investment, he will, if he will decide to spend time, um, he will enjoy spending time into this property, and yeah, pretty much that's it.
So you mentioned return on investment, or for every other investment in real estate, I think the capital gain is a very important question. So if we're talking about apartments or townhouses or houses in general in Dubai, what can we expect in terms of return on investment, capital gains from such an investment?
Well, so firstly, important is to understand the type of properties, right? So the type of property will guide the location as well. I mean, will be in different locations. So if we talk about the apartments, then we need to consider the Business Bay area, the we everything like downtown, all the areas which are closer to the water, to the beachfront, and to the more active lifestyle, say that way, and multiple small families, students or business people who are traveling for the business trips will kind of prefer to live in this type of apartments and areas. Now, the second one is master communities where all the townhouses and villas are situated. So these are the areas, as we call them, town in town, where you have people who lives in this area, who live in this area. They have everything next to them. So that's the all the infrastructure is there. Like you have all the parks, you have the playgrounds for the kids, you have the hospitals, you have the shops, and many other facilities. Uh, and the families with the kids, they always will prefer to choose this type of locations. So now, in terms of return on investment on these two types of developments, the higher one will always, or mainly will always be on the short-term rental on the apartment side. And it will obviously vary, like it can be higher or lower. However, we need to look into probably between 10 and 12%. So now we can also consider like I mean, we should be considering the capital appreciation. But generally, when we talk, is there is multiple projects where you can get more than that, or in the middle, or a bit less. But giving people as an average, I would say 10, 12% return on investment. Now, if we move into the master communities where the townhouses and villas are situated and developed, the return on investment will be lower. So it will be something between 6 and 8%, which is still a very good return, I would say, comparing to many other countries. But a very important thing here is that when you go into a long-term rental with villas and townhouses, a very huge benefit from that is that whoever is renting from you, they will pay you upfront for 1 year. So basically, imagine if that townhouse costs $50,000 a year, then you get this money. So it gives you flexibility of uh, probably reinvesting or anything you want to do with this money. So this is the benefit for the long term, even considering a lower return on investment. However, as I said, both cases, it's still a very good return.
So it's pretty impressive having the return on investment much higher than in old Europe, Great Britain, but there is a huge difference in the civilizations, the lifestyle, the mindset in Europe, in London, and in Dubai, in the Middle East. Tell us a bit more about what does Dubai provide in terms of lifestyle, in terms of philosophy of living, in terms of possibilities of growth comparing to Europe.
I think the starting point here would be that the governors, they are visionaries. So are the people, I would say. So the country uh, is developed in a way and in the concept where people have unlimited possibilities and flexibility. So the same as they are flexible and they have changed and improved since they started to become the most attractive destination. So people really feel very relaxed there, even considering or some of the uh, like uh, some of the, I would say, how some of the speculations which come from different directions about living in Middle East. So it's absolutely safe, and I would say that this world, I would call it the Dubai world and the UAE world, gives you a lot of possibilities in terms of businesses, grow businesses, have a secure lifestyle with your family, um, developing big businesses, and also due to the fact that people are moving from all around the world, it gives you access to a impressive and serious network. So lots of businessmen, entrepreneurs, and all sort of people move to Dubai. So this is a location where you can interact, learn, and become bigger and stronger in business, in the personal life, having access to this sort of society.
So you're saying that Dubai is the new Monaco.
Uh, probably. I would, mm, if I would be talking about my personal view, I would put it a bit high.
Okay.
That's my personal view. However, I'll leave this to people to decide. But again, it's all down to um, people's concept about life, about what they want. Because if we're gonna be talking only about real estate, then don't think this would be the most optimal approach because it doesn't give you only high return. It gives you the lifestyle, as I said, and it gives you access to a very strong network.
Okay. Very strong network means a lot of powerful people, but usually they stay in the shades. What we see in the social media and the social networks is that there are a lot of kids, a lot of young crypto entrepreneurs that go to Dubai, put some selfies with Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and so on. And we all understand that there's a lot of fake in that. What about the real estate market? Can it be also a fake overview, a fake image? Can it be a next bubble in terms of investment, or it's solid?
I will start with the end of your question. It's absolutely solid. It's concrete solid, and I would um, I would say it's not a bubble. And in terms of like illustration of Dubai, if that's real, and if the actual value of Dubai it's correct as people show on the social media and all over the all the channels for all the channels, um, the actual value is very high. So I would say yes, strongly yes. Now, if we're gonna talk about the real estate sector, then we need to be careful here because not all the projects are the best projects, or not all of them gives you the same outcome as you want, and not all we can see is the best option. This is again going back to our starting point. This is where um, company with values would come in and would recommend to people, guys, um, this is good, this is not good, and why this is good, and why you need to go into this investment and not into the one from the right hand side. So basically, if we talk about the real estate sector, then yes, investors need to do a due diligence. They need to do a bit of research and they need to find a good partner to go into this journey.
So, if you don't want to be bluffed by different salesperson that just want to sell, how can you secure your investment and what your company can provide in order to be sure that your investment will have good return on investment, that you'll be safe in every aspect of buying a property in Dubai?
So basically, in terms of our advising on the property is it's very simple actually, because everything is based on something, right? Anywhere you go, everything you do, any type of business, there is a certain amount of information and there is a statistics which clearly shows you the growth, which shows you what is good, what is bad, and we base our decisions which we offer to our clients. We base all of them on our knowledge on the area. Uh, on top of that, our partnership with top developers in Dubai, and we know for sure what they offer, what they can deliver. We come to the clients with clear figures, with what was 2 years ago, what is the plan to be the next year or the year after, how the certain communities will develop, what's gonna be there. So it's a full assessment of the area where we advise to invest. It's not literally based on the fact that you need to buy there, but without coming with a strong, like with a strong backup of why he should go into that. So we go through all these important and key elements why an investor should invest in a certain project and not into another one or location as well. So I would say this is what drives us. This is what, uh, if I'll call it mission, maybe it's a very loudly saying word. However, this is what I believe, and this is what we as a business, as a company, this is our culture. This is what we our main focus. Our client needs to be happy. This is our focus.
Super. And I know that whenever you're buying a property from a certain level of value, you also receive a visa or a golden visa to get a residence in Dubai. Could you please describe these steps and describe what you really get in exchange for making this investment?
Well, this is one of again of the key benefits for all the investors. There is a certain amount of money you need to invest in order to get the residency, and if you go for the minimum, that would be 750,000 dirham, where you get a 2 years visa.
So it's roughly 200,000 euros.
In euros, probably, yeah, yes.
Okay.
So now there is the higher level of that is the 10 years visa,
Okay.
where the investment minimum value of your purchase needs to be 2 million dirham.
So it's roughly 700,000 euros.
So um, the lowest entry, so you can get the visa is 750,000 dirham, which is roughly equal to $180,000, and this is a 2 years visa.
Mhm.
And now, if you purchase a property for 2 million from the minimum value is 2 million dirham, which is roughly equal to $500,000,
Okay.
then you getting the 10 years visa. And the benefit of the 10 years visa, you get for your entire family, so for your wife, for your kids, and so on. So basically, this is the huge benefit for obtaining the residency through investment.
Okay. And if you get this residence to live in Dubai for 10 years, together with your family, it means that your kids can go to schools, to public schools or private schools down in Dubai, and you can get the benefits of living there in that high network community.
Absolutely. Say that way. It's a key to residency, right? So basically, you are considered residents of Dubai, and you have the right to open the bank accounts, where obviously you're going to be receiving your renting. Whether you want to sell the property, you put the money into the accounts, and you can stay as long as you want there, get your family, live. So you are the full resident of Dubai.
Okay, if we're talking about investments and residency of Dubai, can you please tell us a bit more about the taxation policy that applies to real estate in Dubai?
Well, that's the coolest thing I would say, again, for investors, is simply because it's 0%. So whether you buy your property and you resell it after that, you have the capital appreciation, say 50, 100, 200%. You sell, you pay absolutely zero on that. That's one. Now, on the rental income, it's zero again. So you rent it out, you get your monthly payments, or you get an yearly payment for the townhouses, it's zero. So what can be better than that? I mean, comparing to different other countries, and I don't think even we need to give any names. It's actually clearly that this is not comparable. Not comparable. Where you live, probably half of your money, where you pay the taxes. But yes, again, this is the benefit, which is a huge benefit. So taxes equal zero.
That's amazing. Considering to Europe and United States, that's amazing. I don't, I think I don't know any other place in the world with such benefits.
Absolutely. You know, uh, probably having a conversation about the benefits Dubai can offer, and I wouldn't qualify only for the investors, but generally for people who likes to travel, who wants to see different aspects of like living styles, and like for tourists only. I would say Dubai should be on your list, and I would put it somewhere high, right? We do have lots of destinations where you can see nice nature and like old places of interest over there. However, I think Dubai needs to be on the top of the list. Anyway, how everyone call it, that's the destination of the future. I mean, that's the place where you can see how the visionaries, the real visionaries, see the future of the country, how people can um, kind of set huge goals looking 50, 100 years ahead. Even for the businessmen and for entrepreneurs, not all of them, because if you're going to have a conversation with people all over the world, not all of them will have that view of what's going to happen with my business, what's my plan in 3 years, 5 years, 10, 20 years, 50 years. Now, thinking about that, people do have this plan, not for the business, but for the country. That's impressive. For me, it's impressive. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're not used anymore to having this 5, 10, 20 year strategy for the country, especially in Europe, where things change on a very high pace.
Absolutely. And one of the things I wouldn't remember now, to be honest, whether I read that in the book, uh, um, or it was somewhere on TV. I don't remember, but that's not important. The important thing is that if one ruler will swap another one, they cannot change the strategy over this a certain period of time. So, for instance, for the next 10 years, it will be the same principle, the same goal, and everyone will follow the same goal, I mean, the same idea of developing the country and the direction of this country. And to be honest, I find this
Amazing.
impressive, absolutely impressive. And again, a lot of people would say, even if we're gonna be talking about the buildings, the Burj Khalifa, which obviously is the main point where people come, they go up, they see the entire Dubai, how it's during the night, how it's during the day. It's still very challenging to have such project build up. Me, as being in construction initially, and I know how it starts from the beginning, how it ends, and what effort you need to put into building something. I mean, that's really impressive. So I really like the quote where for them sky is not the limit, you know. So there is no limit to anything as long as your thinking doesn't block you, you know. So it's it's strong. To me, it's strong. So from all aspects.
Great, great insights. But I would like to get back a bit towards investing into real property, real estate property. I assume there is plenty of choice. There are apartments, there are townhouses, villas, there are different neighborhoods, there are different facilities. Can you make us a short virtual um, tour towards the best and maybe the best for investing projects and how to find the best deals?
If we're gonna be talking about finding the best deals, one of the key elements is when you get into the deal.
Okay.
So I would say that the most important time to get into a certain deal is during the launching period of the project. And there is a few key elements here. One of the elements would be access to the best choices and best properties within the project. Because if that's a premium sector, premium project, and it's a branded building, I can 100% assure that this will be gone like in days, in hours. So imagine a tower with 80-story building, right? So it, believe me, it will go in a few hours or like a day or two, you know. So it will be sold very quickly. So now, once you get into the deal, early stages, the earliest stage, right? Then you will be on the list and you will be in the front of the queue when it comes to choose the property.
So what I understand is that demand is not a problem, the supply is a shortage.
Exactly. And I like the quote saying that um, money is not the problem, availability is is the biggest issue.
Yeah.
So basically, if you want something,
Okay.
you need to act now, and being part of the network with people who can offer you this information, then obviously you will know about the project that comes up, the beauty of this project, the financial side of what it gives you, what it offers you in the future. And once you have this information, you need to say, if you want to do it, you do it now,
Okay.
because there is no other chances you're going to come in a week or you're going to come in 2 weeks and so on. There is no such options.
Okay, so you said about the availability or the supply in real estate. It always come to my mind that in order to have supply in the real estate, you need the implication of the government because they are the provider of the land in order to build something. How is the government involved in the real estate market in Dubai?
That's a serious question, and it's the answer for this question will give all the people and all the investors certainty in investing over there or living over there. It's 100% secure. So why I'm saying that, all the investors' money goes into an escrow account.
Okay.
So basically, let's take the old like, let's go back in time, said that way, right? When developers, I'm not talking now only about Dubai. So let's take overall, right?
Yeah.
So because this business works roughly the same. So everywhere, developers, we have lots of times, and probably you know as well, that when they started and a lot of people invested in certain projects, uh, and they disappeared over the night. So basically, everyone lost money, right? Because they invested, they trust trusted the developer, they gave the money to build their houses, they disappeared, they lost money. So never happening, will never happen in Dubai. Simple as that, and that's because of all the money, all our money as investors will go into an escrow account, which is controlled by the government. So basically, imagine a certain developer initiated construction and we started to invest into this project early stages, like pre-launch, during the launch period, launching period, and so on. So everything we pay goes into that account, and basically government will release a certain amount of this money once the project is developing. So they basically have stages where they release money to the developer. So this is a very safe way, and I don't think that's gonna happen. However, say he disappears, all your money are safe. So government has control on the money, you'll get your money.
So government in Dubai acts as a guarantee agent in all the real estate projects.
Absolutely. They control everything and they make sure that whoever comes into that country, whatever business and whatever they do there, they are safe, and their money are safe, their families are safe, and this, for example, with the escrow accounts and safety from a government side, it's a very very good example. But beside that, if we talk about the safety, um, and we touched this we had this conversation earlier in terms of moving with families, living in certain communities. You can have your kids like walking at 12 o'clock at the night, so nobody will do anything. So you can leave your phone in, like, charging in the Dubai Mall, and just go shopping. Will come back, it will be there. Believe me. So that's not like stories, and this is not any kind of speculation. So that's the reality. So basically, it's very very safe, very safe.
And if we're talking about safety, we've witnessed recently a lot of military actions in the region. Is Dubai anyhow impacted by those actions in Iran, in Israel, in Yemen, and countries surrounding the area?
To be honest, directly they're not impacted. So the as people used to live there before then, before these actions, people live now. So they're absolutely relaxed. Economy is growing without any impacts. It's it becomes more attractive, uh, and I think this is a very good, uh, mm, very good example that country uh, is growing, economy is growing, businesses are growing. They have multiple huge projects within their plans to develop, and no, no, absolutely no.
Okay, so safety at its highest.
Absolutely. Safety at its highest, yes. And I can say that uh, clearly 100%. So I'm sure that, yes.
Sergio, it was a really nice talk. It was a lot of insights, a lot of information. Thank you for that. And to be honest, you sold me the investment. I'm your potential client for investing. And I would like afterwards to put all your data in the links, so a lot of people could benefit from your experience and your knowledge and your history in the construction and investing into real estate, and make their first steps or bigger steps into investing into a such growing business. And this market hopefully will be very stable, as you said, and will give benefits to all of investors. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
your time. Thank you so much for the
Thank
information.
you. Thank you for your time. And I would like to say just a few words
Please.
for everyone uh, who thinks at the minute or who probably will be looking to invest. To be honest, it will be a very short one. And I would say if you want to do it, you do it now. Don't wait for the better times and don't think the prices will go down. So the only call I can say is do it and do it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci.